his VOD review. I guess he's on University of Utah team. And he wants me to focus on compositions in this VOD. So it might be a little bit different from normal VOD since I'm not watching a personal's point of view. Sub VODs aren't really relegated to just point of view demos. Like, I'm definitely down to do this. So I'm gonna focus more on compositions specifically for this rather than anything else. I mean, maybe alt usage, like a normal VOD review, but more so than a normal sub VOD. But Sly is the Reinhardt on the Utah team. So it's Utah versus Washington. I guess they lost this, or I assume that they lost this. I don't actually know if they lost this. But point being that this is a Twitch VOD. I can't get it on YouTube. If the overlay triggers you, I apologize. I know a lot of people complain whenever I show a VOD with an overlay from a video player. But let's watch.
Beyblade, baby. Exactly. All day. You get that little metal core in there, just wreck fools.
Did you actually play Beyblade?
I didn't, but I watched the show. I will admit that.
I lived in Korea when Beyblade was a big
TESPA.
battle each other on
I watched this match. It was good. That's good.
Pokemon, except with little spinny round toys that could cut your fingers.
We're talking about Pokemon right now.
Why did my mom let me?
I'm pretty excited for the new Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Pokemon.
That little plastic thing.
As a 26-year-old gamer,
Your hands and like cut off
I definitely appreciate a good Pokemon game.
Esports.
Yep, esports all
Okay, we'll talk comps for a second. You guys are running Roadhog Reaper Zarya? Not bad, but the thing with Roadhog is that it's very hit or miss. And by hit or miss, I mean like probably bad. If you don't have a McCree player, then that's fine. But if you knew that this was coming, I don't know if you have. I don't know if you knew that this was coming, but a McCree almost straight up counters the Roadhog Reaper or the Roadhog Reinhardt comps, especially without another like. Okay, there's two ways to look at it. You can play Tracer. Like Tracer's always good 9 times out of 10. But Tracer against Reinhardt Roadhog comps is generally hard. But if there's no McCree, you can definitely get away with it. It's just you have to worry about hooks, and then you're playing into like this weird hook versus no hook setup. Whereas McCree is a little bit safer because McCree can just sit in the back. The only way he dies, he get hooked, and he can kind of abuse the Reinhardt shield. So your synergy is not bad, but you have a very close range comp against a very close range comp, and you don't really have the best ranged ability, which makes a big difference when it comes down to like retaking and trying to retake, like trying to take and trying to hold points. Like this is good because you have good shield break, but again, I don't know that. Like even the Roadhog, even the Reaper could be a McCree, I guess too. Roadhog's good against Reinhardt though for sure. You died pretty quickly there. The camera works really, really bad, so I'm having a hard time following. Generally speaking, you don't want to ever die unless your Reinhardt shield's dead. Positioning wise, you want to make sure you don't get flanked. I don't know if you guys got flanked by the Reaper or what, or the Roadhog, but you guys hit a pretty good hook. But there's no point in trying to like fight here if your Reinhardt shield's dead. I'm assuming your Reinhardt shield just got broken, but maybe that came down to their Roadhog spamming better than your Roadhog. But your Roadhog hit a hook, so I'm surprised you guys didn't win that fight. You definitely could have just charged the Reinhardt that was on the ground. Yeah, if Reaper flanks, then someone needs to be in charge of that. You just have to figure out who it is. That's another reason why I just really like McCree. McCree can punish Reapers very well.
Shiny going absolutely huge, picking up a couple of kills for himself, gonna get him very, very close to that Graviton Surge. And when you're Azari with Graviton Surge in the second team fight of
Another good hook from your team.
especially on Ilios.
You need to not let this happen for sure. How do I word this? First of all, your Zarya needs to be more on point there. Like, you can't be dying for sure. Like, your Ana definitely cannot be dying there. There's no reason for your Ana to be dead right now. If your Roadhog hits a hook and he's not going to get the kill, it's worth it for you to charge, especially if it's on someone that you can get the kill on. Definitely do not let that happen, though. Don't drop your shield. Your teammates don't need you to get that kill. The second that you drop your shield, you, like, open up the door for the enemy team to come in and, like, hit that hook or do some damage maybe that might kill somebody, but that hook cannot be getting off. Like, you gave them an opportunity to kill your Ana there, and like they didn't deserve it at all. What's McCree replace on this comp? I mean, you could probably the Roadhog, but you could get away with the Reaper too. The only problem is when you have to fight the Roadhogs. But Roadhog versus McCree is still not that bad for McCree. I would also say Zenyatta might be good against comps like this too, but it doesn't matter. There's a lot of ways to beat this. Their comp's not bad though. Mirror comps are fine. But if you're gonna hit, this is like the second or third time that you guys have opened with a hook and then not capitalized on it.
Yeah, 57% on the board for Washington right now.
Because your Anna died or something.
In tow, but
What up, Jay the Dude? Greetings from New Zealand. I love the Australian New Zealand's.
here we go. Here comes the Beyblade. It's gonna be Shifu picking up a 4 kill for himself.
Alright, so this like you should know is gonna come eventually. And there's not really much of an answer to it. This map's really hard to retake. Super easy to hit nano boosts on this map because there's so many ways to hide. What's your thoughts on Anna Zen? It's fine, but the thing is just Lucio is always better.
Picks up the 5. Is he gonna be able to get the ace? He's trying to desperately find the 6th player, but where is Polish Babe? I don't know.
Now is your guys' opportunity, like your only opportunity to retake this fight. You guys wasted your own Nano Reaper. Like once they get Nano Reaper on you, you need to like acknowledge that you have already lost. I guess you guys ulted early and then they ulted into you, but you guys definitely ulted too early or without the ability to see them. Someone needs to clear upper too. If you're in a pub, it's not the biggest deal to not clear upper because most times people aren't gonna screw you over. But if you're playing in a match and you need to like cross your T's, dot your I's, then someone needs to go upper for this push just to make sure that there's no one up there. You definitely don't want this Reaper to be able to do this. Whenever this Reaper is able to get behind you, then you're going to be in a rough position. Your team doesn't even see him right now. Surprised he didn't just go for the Anna kill. Look how much healing that is. The Roadhog healed with the Anna nuke, went to full health, and then the Lucio healed too. Nap. In terms of swaps though, I don't know that swapping would have made the biggest difference here. The real problem was more or less your ult economy and your ability to retake because you got flanked by that Reaper too many times. Like that Reaper getting in behind you twice really screwed you over because he got ult there at the end only because he had the ult. Or because he had gotten the flank on that Graviton. Is Winston viable? Yeah, definitely. It's just hard to run Winston into Reinhardt comps. You need to like build your entire comp around the Reinhardt. That's what I said, Ishi man. I had no idea my slotted team too. Not that I go to school anymore, but.
And if you can respond to it, it's like then that eventually gets countered. But the fact that they were able to just get freely into the backline and drop down, kill 5 of them, it's something that you should never allow for to happen as a team, especially on control points, because these maps are all about momentum.
And the momentum definitely in Washington's favor right now.
Same comp versus same comp. I mean, they're going to feel better on it than you are. So if you guys aren't feeling comfortable, you should definitely start switching stuff up. McCree is definitely viable. McCree's just good against Reinhardt because you can cancel charges, you can cancel whole hogs, you can kill Reapers pretty quickly, you can two-shot Annas. The problem with these comps, the biggest problem there is that you got hooked. You don't want to drop your shield, obviously. But in terms of killing Annas, neither team has the best way to kill an Anna. You guys have no flankers, you have no divers, you're kind of just playing this, you're both just kind of playing this really beefy in-your-face style, and the team that gets the initial pick is going to have the easiest way to deal with it. Like, you guys got the kill there on that Roadhog, but it's too late because you're dead already. Like, Reinhardt's dead already.
I like how everybody kind of goes for that 50-50 hook towards the well because I feel like there are better strategies to take, but Washington definitely coming out ahead of that one. Gonna get first control of the control point to the members of Utah. Just trying to find a way into this opening. They're all gonna flood up mid though with one member. It looks like Flame Turtle looking around the outside, but he's gonna get caught out. Shifu gonna bleed all the members of Utah. It's gonna be bad, but he does manage to stay alive throughout all of it. They have two ultimates on behalf of Washington. They pop the Graviton Surge to try and find some kills here. Nothing happening on behalf of Washington quite just yet because the sound barrier absorbing so much of the damage. Here comes Snap though, looking for damage around the outside. The hook down, drops down Polish Babe, and Ice Shiny manages to pick up kill secure for that one.
Like, you're just trading hooks, but neither of the Annas are really getting worked. And you can't be popping whole hog with a Roadhog on the enemy team. Like, you need to coordinate this kind of stuff better. Like, there's no real way for you to get... Like, the way that the maps work, generally speaking, when you're running comps like this, is the team that caps first is going to win. Because how do you ever plan on retaking the point with no range damage? Like, you have to walk into them. So, unless you're... And you don't even really have the best combos for Graviton, which is why it's, like, weird to not run a McCree or a Tracer. Like, see, you guys are just, like, trading ults, but no one's actually going to kill anybody. The only way you guys get kills is if there's hooks. There's another kill. But you keep getting hooked, and like that's kind of the story of this series, it seems like. Every time you get, like, here's another hook. It's just both teams trading hooks because that's the only range damage that both teams have. And you guys have the harder part. You guys have the harder, like, what's it called? You have like the hardest engagement because you have to walk into them. They have control of all of this area, and you have to walk through like multiple small chokes to get in. And even a Nano Booster Reaper is going to be hard to work because they can just back up. Like right now, I don't even expect this to work because they're just going to back up away from it. Well, they just let you walk into them, which is weird. Surprised they gave you that much room. I guess that was on them.
Kid a bonus or buy his books next semester or something, because that was pretty nice.
Give him an extra punch on his meal card.
Oh yeah,
these casters, man. Someone help me. They were like hype about a spray. It reminded me of when Sky Williams got really excited about like that hug at Big House or whatever tournament it was. There was like a Smash tournament. You have to assume that this is gonna come though, this Graviton. Like, you guys are way too bunched. You have no answer to it. You need to like be more aggressive when you don't have ults. If you don't have ults and you know the enemy team has ults, like right there where you definitely knew that they had most of their ults since they had all died to the Nano Booster Reaper, you need to like be more proactive with getting kills and just trying to take fights, because there's no easy way for you to make up the ult disadvantage that you have. Like, if you know the enemy team is just going to straight up roll you when they come in, then you need to find a way to counter that by either forcing their ults super far back or spamming them really well so you can get your own ults fast. Snap guy's pretty good.
For Utah to cap
Genesis 3 commentary. I just remember, oh, they hugged. Oh, and they hugged. Like, oh my god, he sprayed. Like, it's the same. It reminds me of it so much. I'd rather Tracer than Roadhog, though. Like, not that I mind Roadhog, but, like, if you're going to run Zarya, you might as well get a good... What's it called? You might as well get a good combo for it. Like, see, you guys switched to Tracer here, you got rid of the Reaper. I don't think you get rid of Reaper because Reaper is just so good. That Nano Boost is really bad. But, you definitely should have not tried to flank with that. But I understand why you would flank with that. But you see your comp's actually doing work here. Like, the Diva's okay. The Tracer's good. Now you guys have a real combo, at least. Yeah, I couldn't find the clip. But you guys aren't running Zarya now, and like not running Zarya is kind of gonna screw you over in the long run, I would expect. Your teammates are playing, or that was a really good Earthshatter from you. You need to get in there. That was a really rough situation you just got stuck in. I mean, you got Graviton, and you wound up charging into the wall, so you didn't really get much. But your team was eventually gonna lose, I think, no matter what, because the score was like 90-0 at the beginning, and then they just needed to wait to get their ults back up. I think Reddit links are allowed. But yeah, you guys played a lot better once you switched your comp. But I mean, you only switched your comp out of desperation. But once you switch your comp out of desperation, you had a better chance.
Super close.
Oh, you're on Ilios. They are
Yeah, I mean, Diva ult never gets anything, especially in like pro or higher level matches.
They brought it back from 99 to like
Yeah, I understand why you I definitely understand why you had the Diva. But see, now you guys are going. They're going Tracer. I think you guys should go Tracer. Honestly,
this.
Tracer's just safe. Like you hit Graviton, you hit Pulse Bomb.
Now this is gonna be a point where gun.
I'll enable Reddit links after this kill on.
So much of a bigger factor because there aren't a whole lot of crazy flame.
I don't want to open it right now anyway,
Mental cheeses that you can pull off on this.
because it'll show up on the thing.
So it looks like whoever's gonna win this first fight is gonna have a very fun time snowballing that lead into the mid stages of the game because there's not a whole lot of places to hide other than those side rooms, and all the action happens in that pit anyway. We saw University of Washington do a lot of good things with getting those hooks at the beginning of that well, you know, kicking down the Sparta pit, but right now it's all about one-on-one gunfights. It's all about who can hit their shots better.
Yeah, both.
It's actually not about who can hit their shots better at all, and there's no one-on-one gunfights. It's actually all about Roadhog hooks. I don't know why people make shit up. I hate people make shit up. Maybe they actually believe that that's true, but there's no gunfighting going on right now. The only person shooting is a Reaper. Everyone else is just kind of spamming. You get hooked again. You need to stop getting hooked. Like, the Reinhardt can't be the first person to die. If the Reinhardt's the first person to die, the game just falls apart. And I feel like you've gotten picked off way too many times, but it might just be the Roadhog being better than you or your team. But I think you're just dropping your shield at the worst moments, and he's just playing off of it. Like, experienced Roadhog players will wait until you go for your Fire Strike and then punish you. Like now, like it's so hard to retake without a Tracer because you don't have any flank. Like every time you push up, you're just gonna get, this is just gonna happen. You're gonna get Graviton. They're gonna run at you. Like you sound barrier here, but that was a good bop. That you guys probably would have lost if you didn't get that bop off. This snap guy is really good though. This Roadhog's definitely playing well.
Washington got about halfway to full control of that point. Utah finally bouncing back, getting possession of their own. Now, Sly does have that Earth Shatter available. Fly Kobo has the Earth Shatter available as well. Who's going to hit the hammer better? I don't know. This is why this game is so exciting.
So yeah, they are pushing forward now. Sly holding on to that Earth Shatter, just waiting for the shield to go down. But this time it's going to be University of Washington taking that inner route to get in there. But Snap! Once again with these hooks, he gets that kill onto Fly Kobo. So now it's a 6v5 fight in favor of Washington. You cannot stop this man. He's got like a 99% hook accuracy.
So like maybe you don't have to change. I don't know, if this guy is just so good at Roadhog, like maybe you shouldn't ever take him off Roadhog. That's another way to look at it. Maybe his McCree's not even that good. But like he's getting all these kills arguably by himself when it comes down to it in terms of damage. Like Flame Turtle's doing his job, but he has a pretty hard job, I would say. What up, Miso?
In terms of shutting down people in addition to creating picks, but here comes Jifu looking to create something for Washington. Finds one, still alive with the Death Blossom, with the sound barrier, gonna absorb a whole lot of the damage. Looks like Utah responding with a couple kills of their own. Shifu trying to 1v1 this Zarya, but Sly comes and interrupts the party. Shiny responding with one. Here we are with Sly.
I would have shattered there. I would have shattered the Lucio or shattered the Zarya. I would have just picked one. I think if you shattered either of them there, it would have been 100% worth it. Like you shouldn't have died there, I don't think. That was a really decent fight for you guys. I think it was 3v3 at the end. If you had killed one or two of those players, you could have maybe stabilized. I don't know if the Earth Shatter would have caught the Ana, but if it would have, you definitely could have gone for it there. Yeah, you can build teams around Roadhogs, but my point being that like Roadhog comps are generally hard to run. Like I might prefer a Roadhog Tracer Winston comp over this in some ways. Roadhog Tracer Winston Zarya, so at least you have that Wombo combo. You could even run Zen with that, I guess. Zenyatta would pound for either team right now. Nano Boost is good, but in my opinion, Nano Boost isn't so good if you don't have the ability to like get the Reaper on people. Like these Nano Booster Reinhardts are good and all, but you're both kind of just playing like this nip comp-esque strategy. You can run Reaper, you can run Mei against this, but I think Zenyatta might actually just work out better for both teams. Like a Zenyatta Tracer Winston comp or something with the Roadhog might work. I don't know, I'm just theory crafting. Like he asked me to focus mostly on composition, but you're playing super around this Roadhog player, which is fine, but that was a panic Earth Shatter. You definitely don't want to Earth Shatter there if you're not going to get the Reaper, that is. But when you're running comps like this, it really, like, it's all about control and your ult usage. Like, it's all ults. Like, the only way anyone gets kills with this is hooks and ults. Everything else is not getting kills. Unless the Reaper, like, flanks or something, or there's a really good Anasleep dart. But you're going to have a hard time winning fights if you're not hitting, like stuff like this has to happen all the time. And they have to not cancel it. They have to not sound barrier out of it. Like, they have to not be ready for it. So, I don't know. There's a few ways to look at it, but if you're going to play around the Roadhog, like, that's definitely good. That guy's definitely good at Roadhog, but you need to either complement it more or, like, just consider how you're going to win. And I don't know how easy it is for you to retake points. Like, you're not going to win every fight. Let's say that it's 50-50 when you go to the midpoint on a Koth map for both teams. I would say that's like a pretty safe assessment because like sometimes one person will hit a hook, maybe someone else will hit a hook, and then you need a way to retake if you don't have it. And like Graviton Pulse Bomb is good, Nano Reaper is good, but Roadhog in general is very hit or miss. And if even though he has really good fights where he goes nuts, he's not gonna have those fights all the time.